The Southern California Thoroughbred Circuit continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse with exciting daytime racing through July 6th. Our meet's closing week kicks off with a special holiday racing program on Friday, July 4th, followed by our marquee day of the meet, headed by Grade 2 $200,000 Great Lady M Stakes, with the top fillies and mares in action. And on closing day, it's mandatory payouts on all multi-race wagers during the LA County Fair meet. Daytime racing continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse through July 6th.
And welcome everyone to the Los Alamitos preview show. It is the closing week of the LA County Fair Summer Meet here at Los Alamitos Racecourse. We had two great weeks already of racing, and of course we wrap up this week with the closing week headed by the Great Lady and Stakes. I'd like to welcome Michael, Wrona and Chris Wade for the preview show. How you doing, Michael?
Doing great, thanks, Orlando. Really jazzed about this field for the Great Lady M on Saturday afternoon. Sweet Azteca back to defend her title from a year ago, but faces some seriously high-quality opposition.
Yeah, it is going to be a terrific field. Sharp Azteca headlining the field, looking to become only the second runner to win back-to-back renewals of the Great Lady M Stakes. Marley's Freedom won the one back-to-back Great Lady M's a few years ago. Chris, how are you?
Doing good. A great weekend of racing upon us with Los Alamitos, with all them 2-year-olds coming up. Of course, we got trials of races 7 and 8 for the older horses for the Derby, Golden State Derby. But some great racing in tap for us, a nice simulcast being piped in. So a great weekend of racing. And of course, the daytime racing, as Michael knows, a lot of fun.
Yeah, Chris, you and I worked the handicapping contest here last Saturday. It was very well attended, a lot of fun, and Lisa Ramirez was the top handicapper, taking first place and a berth to the 2026 NHC. Shane O'Neill won the highest churn. He put some money through the betting windows, looking to get a berth, but he did get the King of the Churn prize here for the NHC. And like you mentioned, Chris, we're gonna have terrific racing action here for the during the nighttime. Not only do we have 4 trials to the Governor's Cup Futurity on a Saturday night, there's also 2 trials to the Governor's Cup Derby. And we'll be then moving to Sunday night. We have the running of the $130,000 Grade 1 Vessels Maturity as well. So big time field here at Los Alamitos throughout the weekend. Some outstanding quarter horses. Some very sad news to report also in the world of racing. The great Dwayne Lucas, a legendary trainer, passed away on Sunday. We went ahead and found out on Sunday that he had passed away. He is the only man to be in the Thoroughbred Hall of Fame and also the AQHA Hall of Fame. What I am showing here is what will be the cover of the Nightlines program on Saturday night. And we did find this great photo of Mr. Dwayne Lucas, who played such a huge role here at Los Alamitos for so many years, one of the leading trainers here at this track in the 1970s. But I thought this picture was just terrific of seeing Mr. Dwayne Lucas here in the Los Alamitos winner circle. You can see Jerry Nicodemus aboard this stakes winner and a young Scoop Vessels presenting the hardware after a stakes victory here in the Los Alamitos winner circle. Of course, Dwayne Lucas trained a slew of tremendous quarter horses. Dash for Cash, he had the great Dash for Cash, trained him to victories as when Dash for Cash was a young horse. She's Precious, champion as well. He had so many champions in quarter horse racing before moving on to just absolute greatness in the thoroughbred racing world. Michael, I'm sure you called a winner or two by Mr. Dwayne Lucas, right?
Yeah, I came to Hollywood Park in 1990, and I remember he had a filly who won it would have been the Starlet, the end of season December 2-year-old filly race, Cuddles by the barest possible margin. That was one of my early recollections of D. Wayne Lucas. Of course, there's a connection through Great Lady M and her daughter, Lady Secret, to D. Wayne Lucas.
Yeah, champion. And that is one of the reasons why the Great Lady M is named the Great Lady M. Of course, that connection between D. Wayne Lucas, Los Alamitos Race Course, the outstanding Great Lady M, and the daughter, Lady Secret, trained by D. Wayne Lucas. We are celebrating the running of the Great Lady M. And you mentioned, Michael, that terrific field. We'll talk a little bit more about that as well. And speaking of the Starlet, D. Wayne Lucas won the first running of the Starlet here at Los Alamitos Racecourse in 2014 with Take Touch Brandy here winning the first running of the Starlet Futurity. We are recording on Thursday evening, and earlier today we found out of the passing of another huge name in the industry, Mr. John Harris, legendary breeder, an iconic breeder, passed away as well. And he also campaigned some tremendous horses, some horses that Los Alamitos runs stakes races named after that being a Soviet problem in the winter. Connection there with Mr. John Harris as well. And of course, a prominent figure everywhere in California racing, a member of the California Horse Racing Board for many years as well. So a tough week, having losing those two titans of racing, D. Wayne Lucas and John Harris. We do have some tremendous racing action. We are going to talk about the trials, the Saturday night program here at Los Alamitos, and we'll go ahead and bring up the past performances for that Saturday night program. Like I mentioned before, we are going to have 4 trials to the Governor's Cup Futurity, and they will begin with race number 3. And here are the past performances for the first trial of the Governor's Cup Futurity. 17 juveniles will be in action. This is race number 3. And George Duarte is not able to join us for this airing of the preview show. However, he did give us a selection here, and it's going to come in this race number 3, number 8, Favorite Mojo. Here's the selection for George Duarte. Favorite Cartel out of Apollo Snowbound. This is a half brother of B.H. Lisa's boy, the great B.H. Lisa's boy, and coming off of a couple of out of the money finishes, finishing 9th in his debut, then came back and ran 6th, and both times very, very much trouble starts. Has been a little slow leaving, but does get that outside post number 8. Showed us some improvement in the last out, and let's see if he bounces back. But this is going to be George Duarte's top selection here, number 8, Favorite Mojo in this race. And if you want to see check out George's full commentary on analysis on Favorite Mojo, they're going to appear on the Daily Racing Form, the closer looks of the Daily Racing Form, and of course in the Nightlines program. $27,000, and you could have purchased this half brother to BH Lisa's boy and contender in this race. 9-2 on the morning line in this opening trial to the Governor's Cup Futurity. Let's go ahead and take a look at race number 4. And
just before you move on, Orlando, I know that that Chris and I have both been eyeing off Hurry Up, and it's unfortunate that he's been dealt gate 1 again, but he's going to love the extra 50 yards. I don't know if he's ready or not, seasoning wise, because he's really doing too much wrong early. But he's got a wicked finish. His gallop outs have been fantastic, and I'm really keen to see him at the 350 on Saturday night.
Chris, who's your selection in this race, by the way?
Well, my numbers, I'm going to give a slight look to the horse who just broke his maiden here recently, the two, El Dictator, and then, of course, I'm going to give a look to Favorite Mojo on the outside, a horse with some talent, just needs a clean getaway, had tons of trouble and tons of run, as noted there by George. And, of course, Hurry Up. I got to give the horse a look right back. This horse has got lots and lots of talent. He has his racing mentality hasn't caught up with his ability as of yet, but the ability is there. If he gets away clean and the added yardage, he can finish. He has a huge gallop out in both much troubled efforts. If he just gets away clean, he's got to look at the outcome. But slight look to El Dictator there in that third event.
Race number 4, another nice group of runners there. Fancy up for trainer Cesar de Alba. A couple of nice second place finishes, including in a trial to the Edberg Million Futurity against Duda Cartel, who will definitely be one of the top names in these trials as well. Hidden Speed of a solid second. And some trouble as well for Hidden Speed. A nice price, I think, at 10-1. And there's Duda Cartel, the big favorite in this one, 6-5 on the morning line. And Michael, what a terrific victory in the trials to the Edberg Million, and had a faster time in the final. Didn't break as sharply. Still finished a solid 4th with some run, right?
Yeah, the horse is still learning. The second half of the season will be even better for Dudar Cartel. He does get to ducking and weaving and lugging. I don't know how Gate 9 will treat him with no horse on his outside. But he's just full of potential. 6-5 is a short quote to swallow, but he's got to be my top pick. But by golly, Fancy Up would have to be one of the better maidens on the grounds at this point, I would imagine. I mean, both performances by that filly have been very solid. Did start favourite against Dudar Cartel in that Edberg trial last start, and really stays under notice as a serious chance in this race.
Yeah, very good field there. But of course, Duda Cartel, let's see if anybody can outrun this call by Favorite Cartel out of Sweet Expectations. And by the way, his older brother is also a part of this car, Hot Ones, later in the Derby trials as well. Hot Ones for trainer Paul Jones. And Alexis
don't forget Dudar Cartel was my second pick and the long shot looker in the Edberg, and ran very, very good with tons of trouble for a huge 4th.
Yeah, very good 4th there. Race number 5. There's the Hot Times out of the Party's on Fire. And the Party's on Fire is also the mother of another horse that we'll talk about later in the Derby trials, Up to Party. Anonymity. Now, one of you guys picked Anonymity to win that nose. Was that George or was that you, Chris?
That was me. That was my nose.
All right. That was your nose. Beyond Repair, of course, the fastest qualifier to the kindergarten Futurity. Went on to run 5th in the final. The trouble line there says ducked out, steady drift. So some excuse there. But then came back in terrific fashion, winning the Fred Skane handicap by 3/4 of a length over another kindergarten finalist, Elmer Romero, and Fireworks over Paris, defeating both of those in the Fred Skane. So he's going to be the horse to beat in this one, or maybe not. 5-2 for Beyond Repair, but French Valley running second in the Edberg Million Futurity. That was your long shot play, wasn't it, Michael, in the Edberg?
Yes, I've been on French Valley. I loved the debut win. Liked her runner-up effort in the trial, and did pick her to win the final. Matter of fact, for a long way, she looked like she was going to win the final. Was a good effort for sure, and she'll take plenty of beating on Saturday night. For 3rd and 4th, if you're playing trifectas or superfectas, just don't leave out the 50-1 shot. Number 5, Take the Jet. I've made a note about this horse a couple of times, and he gets off the rail after 3 consecutive races. He has galloped out well on a couple of occasions, and it just wouldn't surprise me if he got into the bottom half of the superfecta. I'm not saying he can win this race against some of these top chances on form, but it just wouldn't surprise me if he ran a sneaky 3rd or 4th.
Another well-bred horse, this Colt by Favorite Cartel.
Yeah, beautifully bred.
On the fly, and Eye on the Sky is one that stands out, who's been a multiple Grade 1 finalist here at Los Alamitos. So Take the Jet. Looks like one of those horses that eventually he'll do everything right and win at a big, big price. Right, Chris?
Yeah, he's going to pop one of these nights, but the horse has finished well, galloped out strong, so he's got to look at the outcome to get a piece of the pie at a huge price, as noted by Michael.
Okay, let's go take a look at race number 6. And in this one, Next Norco is the big favorite at 9-5. Brother Ray at 2-1, coming off of a nice victory in the trials to the Edberg Million Futurity. In fact, won by a half a length in a time of 17.99. Didn't make the final, but that's still a very good effort there for Brother Ray. Happened in the middle of the card, race number 6. And I think from that point on, the times just got faster and faster, and everybody started qualifying right after race number 6. So maybe a little unlucky for Brother Ray. But Chris, do you have a selection in that we can talk about in race number 6?
Yeah, this is a closely matched affair. Of course, Next Oracle, tons of talent for quality connections. And I want to give a slight look to a horse that they liked last time, the Caribbean. This horse won well in that last effort. And with everything factored in, Trouble Track variant, his number was pretty good. And guess what? This horse had run left to give, was starting out pretty well with all factored in. His number's right there with Next Norco and company. So I'm going to give a slight look to Caribbean there in race number 6.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and take a look at that replay for Caribbean. And here's Caribbean, race 5 back on June 14th. He's going to start from post number 6. So I'll let it play, Chris, and you can walk us through.
And got a little fractious, broke well kind of in and brushed away from the gate, but showed a good amount of speed, was nice from midway, and was starting out very strong without even being asked to run. The horse had much left in the tank, and a nice gallop out as well. Was starting out very strong, not even asked to run there, winning very, very well, and galloped out strong. So the distance should be no problem, and this horse is moving forward. This horse did work. He just had the one workout prior to the two debut at 2 efforts. It was a B worker in his lone workout, then had tons of trouble. Then that last affair, he actually broke and showed a good amount of talent, and has a good look at the outcome to get a nice slice of the pie. I'm going to give him a look here as my top choice in race number 6.
I remember last week, I think it was last week, we were talking about sometimes when you bump and it kind of helps you kind of spring forward. That's kind of what happened here with Caribbean. Even though I think George made the point that he doesn't count that as trouble when sometimes that happens. They actually benefit from that bump. Kind of happened a little bit there for Caribbean. Yeah. Definitely was very, very good in this race, and that bump helped them a little bit there as well. So that is going to be Chris Wade's selection for race number 6. Is the 5 Caribbean. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk about the Governor's Cup Derby trials, about the AQHA champions, and also we'll touch on the Vessel's Maturity, the big one, on Sunday. We'll be right back. that is the Wiener Wiener Nationals, just a week away now. And Michael, we had a training day here this past Wednesday, and it was just a packed house of weenie dogs just getting the racing wheels on as they prepare for the big Saturday. They were barking, they were smelling, they were making friends, they were flying out of the gate. So they're getting ready, Michael. I hope you are too. I gotta send you all the names as well, so you can start getting ready to call all those fast little wiener dogs.
Yeah, and send me any little side notes, any trip notes that you might have made from your observations of Wednesday's trials.
Well, there was plenty of little trips there on training day as they were trying to get used to of leaving out of the gate. But man, by the end of the training session, we had a lot of them flying those 50 yards. Rowdy looked good. They took some time off. Because they thought maybe Rowdy had been racing too much, so they backed off. But they came right in time for the big one, the Wiener Wiener National. So we'll see that fast little Doxy Rowdy how well she does. But yeah, we'll definitely send you some notes on training day. Here are the trials to the Governor's Cup Derby. Some big time racing here. Joaquin Toole, who ran in the Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity, ready to make his sophomore debut, coming off of a decent solid drill there June 5th, going 17.9. He'll be one of the top names in race number 7. And there's the 6th, favorite Joss Hawk, the winner of the Governor's Cup Futurity last year. Ran third in the Golden State Million, won the Los Al 2 million. So far in his first 2 outings of 2025, not as impressive. And as usual in his gate work, kind of slow, 19 flat there. He just doesn't want to waste any energy in the morning. He just wants to wait for the nighttime. Right, Chris?
Yeah, he was kind of one pace throughout. He had a roll left in the tank, but I gave it a B just out of respect for the horse. But the talent is there, and got to look at the outcome there in the race number 7.
If we didn't know the horse, we'd be panicking mightily about that effort in quotations, the slowest of 4 workouts recently. But this is the most vivid example I've seen for a long time of a horse who cannot or will not put in the morning, but when the gate opens for a race, he's all business and a thorough professional. Maybe he's a night owl. Maybe he sleeps about as well as I do. But to have watched any of his gate works as a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, you would wonder how favorite Jess Hawk could win a claimer in Wyoming.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And like just recently, if you go back to even what's shown here on this past performance, September 11th, he went 19.5. He went even slower, 19.5. He was probably saying, "Why are you waking me up?" I was enjoying, the all the treats back there in the barn. Then he comes back and runs second in a trial to a Grade 1 race off of that drill, and runs third in the final. And he's done it throughout his entire career, just like you said.
Yes.
If we didn't know the horse, we would be concerned. A 19 work is probably a pretty good work for favorite Joss Hawk.
I guess so. It's all relative, isn't it? I mean, there's plenty of reverse examples, horses that look like superstars in the morning, but then don't produce under race conditions. We call them morning glories. But this reverse scenario is not as common. And it's certainly the most vivid example I've seen at Los Alamitos in my 5.5 years here. Yeah. I think he's quite fantastic. He's the champion 2-year-old of last season in California. But to watch him in the morning, you just shake your head and wonder how.
Yeah, how he couldn't even run on the fair circuit. I mean, Jiminy Christus, as a 2-year-old, getting ready for his career debut for quality connections, I gave him a C, and I was probably being generous. So, like you said, he's a night owl. What else can you say?
I have a feeling that he hits the snooze button a lot in
Yeah,
the morning.
right.
That's what I think. Hot Ones, he's the full brother to Duda Cartel, and he's 12-1 in this one. Alexis Andrade is part of the ownership of Duda Cartel as well. There's Up to Party 3-1. She's coming off of a ninth place finish in the Los Alamitos Oaks. But last year she had plenty of reasons to celebrate with a lot of victories here. Won the Edinburgh Billion, also won the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity. Personal Attack is the outside horse in this Derby trial. And we go to the eighth and final on Saturday night. A lot of horses with stakes experience. Party Time Tom, a full brother to Up to Party, and talk about a horse that likes workouts. He always posts some really fast times. He went 12 flat on this June 11th race, and he was just flying there in that workout, just doing everything to get that 12 flat. 12 flat. So a personal best workout time for Party Time Tom. So he's all ready to go. But Michael, how about the 5 defending champ? You've loved this horse from the start, and coming off of a solid second place finish in the El Primero del Año Derby at 400-yard race. If this race was if the El Primero would have been at 410 yards, he's a greatest stakes win.
Yeah, that's right. And he's been freshened since, and we know he can fire fresh because he won his maiden in his 3-year-old debut off a layoff of about 2 months or so, 2.5 months. And it's similar spacing coming into this race on Saturday night for defending champ, who would be my pick to win the final. You know, if there were future book wagering on the Governor's Cup Derby, I'd be getting down on defending champ. But I'm going to make a preview show selection against him for Saturday night, simply for the purposes of value, because defending champ's 2-1, and that's no picnic from one of the middle gates. And just thought I might take a swing with a long shot.
All right. Well, we have some long shots outside of defending champ. We have Michael's Fire at 10-1. Are you going with your namesake here? Are you going with number 7? It's on You at 30-1. That'd be a price. Are you going with Back at It at 8-1?
Keep going.
Or is it Snowbound? Oh, it's Snowbound.
There you go, mate.
At 12-1. Wait a minute. Did you and George plan this? Because there's a full brother to his selection, Favorite Mojo.
Yeah, that is purely a coincidence. We don't compare notes prior to making our picks for the preview show, but it is remarkable that George's pick earlier in a Futurity trial is a 2-year-old full brother to my value play in the Derby trial Saturday night, Snowbound, both by Favorite Cartel from Apollo Snowbound. What are the odds?
Exactly. And this horse is racing several great one Futurities, running the Governor's Cup Futurity last year against Favorite Joe's Hawk, against Party Time Tom, and also running the Golden State Million Futurity against a bunch of top runners there, including the PCQHRA Horse of the Year, Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3. What race do you want to take a look at, Michael, as far as Snowbound, a replay that we can kind of check him out?
Well, probably makes sense to look at his efforts from the far outside. He's had the outside post on 2 occasions in his career, and the first of them was in a trial to the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity last August, and he was coming home really solidly to be beaten a neck on that occasion. He was closing into a 9.58 split. And then subsequent to that, in October, he was in the outside post position in a trial to the Golden State Million Futurity.
Okay, here we go with this trial effort to the Golden State Million Futurity. Snowbound will be breaking from post number Post number 8. Post number 8 for Snowbound here, Michael.
Yes, and he's going to be beaten by a convincing margin. He's not going to trouble the winner who went on to win the final, but he does finish in front of Brown Coffee, who has become a Grade 1 Derby winner at Los Alamitos since then. So that's him down the extreme outside. He's going to get up for second. He was doing some good work late into a fast 9.47 closing split. This was his first run, and that's him out wide in the black and white colours in the gallop out, the far right of screen. Very nice, strong gallop out. This was his first start at 400 yards, and you have to just forget about the margin of victory by the winner. But I think that there was good merit in the way Snowbound knuckled down to business in the second half of this race. He has shown glimpses since the start of his career. He won his career debut at 24-1, beating Party Time Tom. But it's been a little bit of an in and out, sort of a tease since then. Couple of interesting things is that he's still a colt, which might have to do with his breeding and his price tag of almost $250,000. So they're persevering with him as a colt. He has had a trainer change since he last raced. He gets a jockey change. I think Eduardo Nicasio's engagement is very interesting. He's such a top quality gate rider, big occasion jockey. And so I'm interested to see how things go with him underneath Eduardo Nicasio from the outside post coming into this trial on Saturday night. I just don't think we've seen him put it all together yet. And at 12-1, he is enticing. I just think it's worth using him at those odds.
Yeah, Snowbound is definitely a top class horse. We're just trying to see if maybe something wakes him up, because so far this year, a little bit of a slow start. Maybe the change in Barnes just helps him wake up, but definitely has the talent there. It's gonna take a lot, in my opinion, to be better than defending champ, who just seems to be skyrocketing with each and every start. So
yeah, and it'll sting a bit if defending champ wins, and I've let him go without making him my pick. But again, he's 2-1 favourite, and for the sake of something a little more interesting, thinking outside the box, a little bit of value, I'm suggesting Snowbound number 9 is worth an investment.
So I like the risk there. High risk, high reward, though, right? If we get this victory here in race number 8 on Saturday night. The AQHA announced its champions on Wednesday afternoon, and Los Alamitos Racecourse very, very well represented here. We're gonna show some of the winners here. 4 local Greatest Stakes winners earned AQHA titles. As you can see, we have Impressum, Asher, Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3, and Jessica Cruz are the 4 Greatest Stakes winners with some new hardware, some new shiny silver to display, or a statue, or some prizes as well. Impressum is the champion age gelding. Asher, the champion 3-year-old filly, and champion 3-year-old off of tremendous set of victories. She won the Los Alamitos Oaks here at Los Al. She dead hit it for the win against males in the Dash for Cash Derby, and then finished with a victory in the Texas Classic Oaks. So multiple stakes winner, Asher is the champion 3-year-old. Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3, the winner of the richest race of the meet here at Los Al, the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity, also won the Golden State Million Futurity, and is a graduate of the Los Alamitos Equine Sale. And how about Jessica Cruz, the PCQHRA champion age mare? The connections at a AQHA title to a tremendous campaign from Jessica Cruz. Michael, your thoughts?
How great for Elena Andrade, whose barn has been going great guns across the past year or so. But what a crowning achievement to get a national award with Jessica Cruz. I love that.
Chris?
Yeah, I just so happy for Elena. One thing about Elena's horses, they always get out of the gate. They're always very, very quick. She had one recently that was so overmatched on numbers, but the horse broke on the lead and from the rail beat Miss Ice Out JQM on the wire for a big, big price from the rail. So her horses can pop your prices and they always get out of the gate. So I love it. So happy for her, Elena Andrade, and family with that Jessica Cruz naming.
Yeah, Better Homes and Gardens. That must be the filly that you're talking about, winning from the rail. So not only that, but Relentless Eagle is the champion 3-year-old gelding. We've seen him here at Los Alamitos already, and he might be running on Sunday in the Vessel's Maturity. We haven't seen the draw just yet, but Relentless Eagle eligible to the Vessel's Maturity. And here at the bottom, NG Farms is the champion breeder. They were the breeders of Asher. Kalicha Walls Venture, Mr. Agsbell, Bland, and Jimmy Barton, they were the connections that campaigned Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3. They're the champion owners, and Lance Bland and Jimmy Barton also campaigned Asher. So you get two champions, the champion 3-year-old, the champion 2-year-old. Yeah, you're probably right up there as champion owner, so they get the trophy there. And champion trainer Mark Jungers, he also gets a top award by the AQHA. He's the champion trainer. And Christian Ramos is the champion jockey on a year that he piloted champions Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3, Asher, Relentless Eagle, and out of the way was the champion H horse. Christian Ramos was aboard all of them. So a tremendous bright future for Christian Ramos. Oh, how about the fact that he's arrived, right? He's the champion jockey already.
Wow. Yeah, Mark Youngers had a great season. No matter the level, no matter the venue, his horses have run so well over this last racing season. So very impressive.
So like I mentioned, we don't quite have the draw, and I'm kind of checking to see if maybe we see it just yet. But the expected entrance in the Vessel's Maturity, 9 horses remain eligible. So we'll see if all 9 enter back for the Vessel's Maturity. But we have Boardwalk, Ed Perverde, the Brazilian star, Just Being a Friend, Elena Andrade. She's bringing another surprise if Just Being a Friend leaves. London Toby. I mean, how good was London Toby last out, Michael?
Exceptional. He's just a wonderful, wonderful racehorse. How could you not respect him and enjoy him every time he races?
Yeah, multiple Grade 1 winner. London Toby looking to add the Vessel's Maturity to his record. Wiener, who looked really, really sharp first out, but had the misfortune of going against London Toby in that very last race. And London Toby dominated that. Shaker's No Secret is also a potential starter. He, of course, finished third in the Champion of Champions and won the Bank of America. He's had a solid year already in 2025. Won the Sunland Park Championship and ran at Remington. So he's been very busy. Up for Everything and Relentless Eagle, the horse that I just mentioned, the champion, one of the champion divisions in the 3-year-old age. Relentless Eagle took home the trophy. So those are some of the starters, possible starters. I'm guessing we'll see most of them in the Vessel's Maturity. As we wrap up this edition of the Los Alamitos Preview Show, any last thoughts, Michael?
Oh, we're just loaded, aren't we? Coming into this weekend, day and night. Excited for the Great Lady M Saturday afternoon. There'll be mandatory payouts on Sunday afternoon for all of the wages to end the daytime meet, and then so much to look forward to under the lights.
That's for sure. We actually forgot to mention one key thing about this weekend coming up. On Friday, we're going to have a Pick Six carryover during the daytime of over $14,000. I think it's $14,500, I believe, the amount for that Pick Six on Friday afternoon. Really nice card. 9 races on tap. Chris, any final words?
No, it's a great weekend of racing, day and or night. Michael closes out his double header this weekend, and now he's looking forward to some time off. But you know what? You've been done a great job day and night, and don't forget, the turf horses love Los Alamitos. Tactical speed turfers love Los Al, and we had some good ones last week. And with that indication, and of course, we got great races on Saturday night, and closing out with the Vessels of Maturities and London Toby. Heart as big as the track. Can you imagine if he ever got out of the gate in one piece? How good he would be. He'd win by a block. You
don't have to imagine it. He did it last out. I mean, if he can get even better than that, he's going to have another chance at the champion of champions, Chris.
Yeah, he's just so talented.
So it should be a big weekend. So again, just to recap, we have the Pick Six carryover on Friday. On Saturday, we have Sweet Azteca looking to repeat, going against Chismosa, who a couple of years ago ran second in the Great Lady M, and Copion, who is a tremendous talent. She figures to be Sweet Azteca's top rival in the Great Lady M. Then we have all these trials for the Governor's Cup, Futurity and Derby, and then the Vessels Maturity on Sunday night. So wall-to-wall action here at Los Alamitos. Michael, Chris, thank you so much for joining today for the Los Alamitos preview show. And to all of our viewers, thank you as always for spending some time here with us, and wish you a great rest of your day. Everyone, thank you, and we'll see you at the races. Bye-bye.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Circuit continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse with exciting daytime racing through July 6th. Our meet's closing week kicks off with a special holiday racing program on Friday, July 4th, followed by our marquee day of the meet, headed by Grade 2 $200,000 Great Lady M Stakes, with the top fillies and mares in action. And on closing day, it's mandatory payouts on all multi-race wagers during the LA County Fair meet. Daytime racing continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse through July 6th.